Barcelona lost against Atletico Madrid. I've been wanting to say those words since a very long time, ladies and gentlemen. Barcelona lost. That two words alone I've been wanting to say for such a long time. And not only did they lose last night against Atletico Madrid, ladies and gentlemen, they got absolutely destroyed and embarrassed by Atletico Madrid. Thank you, Atletico Madrid. Hansi Flick sat in an interview making fun of Real Madrid, saying, "Ask Real Madrid." Hansi Flick, next time, if you want to play against a semi-final against Atletico Madrid, pick up that phone and ask Real Madrid how to do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is enough roasting on Barcelona. Barcelona lost, and this is one of the most, if not the most, worst performances from a Barcelona team, or should I say the worst performance of a Hansi Flick ball that I have ever seen my entire goddamn life of watching Barcelona and Hansi Flick, ladies and gentlemen. It was genuinely so bad. Looking at the defense and every single goal that happened in this game was just embarrassing in my opinion. There was a lot of mistakes in referees. There was a lot of controversy, a lot of drama. We will talk about the goals and whose mistake it was really. And the team, look at the ratings of the team. 4.8 for a Joan Garcia is just unheard of in my opinion. And it's not just Joan Garcia to blame. Balde was terrible. Kunde was getting played out there. This brother was getting passed around by Lookman and Griezmann and goddamn Alvarez the entire game. Kobarsi, again, his lack of experience showing in a big game yet again. Eric Garcia with probably the worst rating I've ever seen my entire goddamn life, man. I don't know how is it even possible to get a rating of a 3.8, but this brother is out here breaking goddamn records, man. Casado, just a player that is not good enough in my opinion. This brother should not have played this game. This game deserved a player like a Bernal. Tall, handsome. Okay, why did I say handsome and tall? That's just weird. But anyways, Bernal is a more defensive player and you can mark players more easily. Casado is just not good enough for Barcelona. He should leave Barcelona. De Jong, not his best game obviously. Lamine Yamal just disappeared this entire game. He couldn't do everything alone. Lopez disappeared. Olmo disappeared as a left winger. No left winger for Barcelona. No Raphinha. No goddamn Pedri. They didn't even have who? Rashford at the left wing. No one they could have used at the left wing. I thought they was going to use Fermin Lopez at left wing and Olmo at the central attack midfielder, but they did the opposite somehow, which in my opinion is a mistake in my opinion. No Pedri as well in that midfield to help them out. And Ferran Torres, obviously we know Ferran Torres. He scores a lot of goals, but when it comes to it, in the big games, he never scores. He's inconsistent and, in my opinion, not good enough to play for this Barcelona team, in my opinion. Barcelona genuinely got so destroyed. It's unbelievable, man. We will talk about every single goal as well. We laughed at them, obviously, on social media. I am happy, but it's time to see what went wrong in this Barcelona team. First goal, for example, ladies and gentlemen. Before talking about the first goal, there was reports saying that the grass at the stadium was not good enough, man, and it was one of the biggest concerns. Even players of Atletico Madrid like Koke and Griezmann, they have both admitted that it's not suitable in this condition. They almost delayed the game because the grass was just not good enough. It looked bad and they shouldn't have played this game, right? And the first goal was a pass, right? They passed the goalkeeper. Eric Garcia, I believe, passed the goalkeeper. Joan Garcia misses the goddamn ball, man. It was a soft pass as well. Joan Garcia with a terrible mistake which costed this game in my opinion. Not really Joan Garcia type of thing to do, but this is a more like a Ter Stegen thing to do. But they literally missed the ball and it goes inside the net. An own goal, not for Eric Garcia. This shouldn't have been an own goal for Garcia in my opinion. This should have been an own goal for Joan Garcia, man. Just terrible move there. Genuinely so terrible. This just costed them the game, in my opinion. This is the biggest reason why they lost by big margin last night. This is the factor, in my opinion. Then you move on to the second goal, ladies and gentlemen. Second goal by a beautiful finesse on the ground. Antoine Griezmann scores a beautiful goal, right? And the defense. I have never seen a defense being that asleep since Real Madrid, ladies and gentlemen. Those defenders look lost. The high line clearly does not work against the bigger teams, Hansi Flick. I don't know when you will understand that. Against Inter Milan, you did not listen. Against Atletico Madrid, you are not listening. Against PSG, you lost. Against Chelsea, you lost. This team, if this team somehow goes to a Champions League final or even a semi-final, I would genuinely be shocked, man. This team does not deserve to go in a Champions League final, let alone win a Champions League. You just cannot play against the bigger teams and expect to play that high line. Unless you're playing against Real Madrid. But hey, in the big 2026, Real Madrid is not a big team anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, third goal, same thing, toying around with the Barcelona defense. Nowhere to be seen. They look lost. It looks empty in the middle. It just lacked the pressers. It lacked the Raphinhas, in my opinion. It lacked a player like Bernal, in my opinion. No one to press, no one to track back. They look so lost, man. And it's so ironic that Lamine Yamal came to the stadium wearing eyeglasses. I mean, brother, why are you even wearing glasses? Just look, man. Lookman scoring the third goal, obviously. An unbelievable game for Lookman. This is why you need a striker, Barcelona. You just need to take a look at Lookman. They brought this brother as winter transfer, right? They brought him like genuinely a few weeks ago, I believe. And look, man, at how he has been performing, man. It's a natural striker that will bring you goals. Ferran Torres is not that brother. Lewandowski a bit too old, in my opinion. You need someone fresher, younger, and more clinical. Not more clinical than Lewandowski, but Lewandowski is washed, in my opinion, now. So you definitely need someone more clinical. That Lookman goal should be an example for Laporta to what he should be bringing genuinely this summer transfer window. But ladies and gentlemen, the fourth goal also happened from Alvarez. A beautiful goal, man. Such a beautiful goal scored by none other than Alvarez, which Barcelona are looking to buy as well, ladies and gentlemen. This game was just a disaster, man. Simeone exposed you, Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick lost this game, in my opinion, against Simeone, because Simeone knew how bad Barcelona plays in that first half, especially. If you take a look at every single game that Barcelona plays this season, that first half, the way they start football games in the first half is genuinely embarrassing. It's just flat, boring. They're clueless, in my opinion. They always concede. They're always doing bad. And Simeone, being a top coach that he is, being an Atletico Madrid team for the past 9 to 10 years, right? He exposed that. The first half is where you need to bite if you're playing against Barcelona. They're at their worst. Second half, you saw that Atletico Madrid couldn't do anything because they obviously decided to defend. But Barcelona genuinely plays better at the second half than the first half. Diego Simeone, he went in an interview, said it best, right? He studied them. We knew everything about them and know that they were missing their best players. This is football at the highest level. No excuse if you're not complete, you suffer. This is the reason he took advantage of first half Barcelona. He took advantage of them not having the best players. And that is a recipe to lose Barcelona. But Hansi Flick went in an interview and he was pissed. He didn't say ask Real Madrid. He said it's a mess. They have to wait 7 minutes. They found something in 7 minutes. When I see it's no communication, it was clear offside. Referees are so bad here. And he was talking about these mistakes that happened, referee mistakes, right? First of being an offside goal that shouldn't have been offside, you could say. I mean, if you take a look at the graph, I mean, Kobarsi was not offside. Kobarsi scored the goal that was ruled out. It took 8 minutes. 8 minutes to check an offside goal. It's just embarrassing in my opinion. I've been saying this. I agree with Hansi Flick. The referees in Spain is the worst I've ever seen, man. Second mistake that should have been a red card on Simeone, I believe, stepping foot on this brother's player, but nothing was given. No red card was given here. And another thing is that Lamine Yamal got dropped in a penalty box. In my opinion, very soft, but he did tackle him, and maybe they deserved a penalty there as well. And another scenario which I genuinely forgot, but everyone was talking about as well, the tackle on ball day, I believe, right? The tackle on ball day. And the red card apparently wasn't really deserved there as well for Garcia, so I genuinely don't know, man. What do you guys think in the comment section? The importance of Raphinha, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying this entire season, considering that after last night in 5 of 6 Barcelona defeats, the Brazilian wasn't available for Hansi Flick, ladies and gentlemen. That tells you a lot, man. That tells you the importance of Raphinha. I've been saying this. They lacked Raphinha so hard last night, because Raphinha is a player that performs in bigger games, in my opinion. But that is it for Barcelona. Damn, I spoke a lot. Thank you for watching. They got embarrassed. It just feels so good, man. They're probably gonna go now and play better than ever in the league. Probably, but anyways, them being out at Copa del Rey, that's my wish. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the comment. And gracias, amigos.